channel. We're back with the first episode of the 2023 Montemaggio YouTube series, and finally summer season, and we have to speak about wine service temperature. Of course, even during the winter time, I believe it's so important to actually serve the wine at the correct temperature, but in summertime it became crucial, okay? So before we dive into this argument, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will not miss our next video. And of course, if you like, please leave a comment down here in the comment section and let us know what kind of topic would you like. Let's dive into this topic. First of all, why we need to control the temperature even of a red wine, because of course, generally speaking, we have this tendency to believe that we have to serve a red wine at the room temperature. This is actually some kind of, let's say, legend that is running around the streets, but it's not actually true. We want to serve a red wine usually between 14 up to 18 degrees Celsius, let's say 57.2 up to 61 Fahrenheit. And this is a perfect temperature for the service of a red wine. You don't want to serve it at the temperature of your apartment in summertime, of course, but not even your apartment during the winter time. Of course, you're going to have the heater on, and the temperature of the wine will be too high to be enjoyed. What is happening actually if I have the temperature that is too high? Well, the alcohol component will be too much exposed. It will be the only component in the wine that will be, enhanced, I would say. And you're going to miss the bouquet, all the nuances, the entire story that the wine has to tell you. We have also to remember that if we serve a wine too cold, of course, we're not going probably to perceive anything. It can hide the majority of the thing, and generally speaking, a colder temperature will enhance quite a lot certain other component of the wine, like acidity, sapidity, and tonicity. Very warm temperature, as I said before, will just bring out the alcohol component and general softness of the wine. So let's see now what kind of temperature should I respect when I serve the different categories of wine. So I would say if I'm approaching a service of a light red wine, like this 2015 Chianti Classico di Montemaggio, it's a pure Sangiovese, it's very light and very fresh kind of Sangiovese, I would say that I would probably prefer to serve this wine at 14 degrees Celsius. If I'm serving a certain kind of wine that is a little bit much more complex, and maybe it has a little bit more age, this is only 8 years, let's say, only, of course, for our wines, so we really can age quite a long time, so this is just, not a baby, but for sure it's not a very aged wine. Of course, if I'm approaching a service of a wine that has a little bit more age than this, and a little bit more structure, a little bit more complexity, like a Reserva or a Selezione from Montemaggio, well, I would probably go a little bit higher in temperature. And also it's about seasonality. If I'm serving a wine in summertime, during summertime, of course I can go a little bit lower. So instead of 14, maybe 12, and then I will wait, of course, I will pour the wine in my glass and then I will wait for a few minutes and the wine will be at the right temperature, okay? So as we said, if you have a younger wine, if it is a little bit simpler, you can serve it on the cooler side of the range, around 14 degrees Celsius. If I'm serving a wine that has a little bit more maturity, eventually a little bit more complexity, well, I can go around 18, nobody will complain about it. What about the white wine? Okay, so the white wine, the, let's say, recommended temperature of service, it's actually between 7 and 12 degrees Celsius. Again, if I am having something that is a little bit lighter, on the lighter side, I would rather go a little bit on the cooler side of this range, around 7 degrees Celsius. If I'm serving something that is a little bit more maturity, that has a little bit more complexity, well, go around 12. What about orange wine? So the macerated white wine. So white wines that undergo through a maceration process, a longer maceration process, so the skin of the juice remain in contact for a very long time, so they became what we call orange wine, so very structured white wine. Well, in that case, I would probably go a little bit higher than 12, around 14, okay? Now, let's speak about also these sparkling wines. Sparkling wine, this is actually probably the wine category where the temperature of service is the most important one. Nobody wants to drink a bubble sparkling wine that is served at a very high temperature. So I would say the best temperature, especially if you're speaking about a Charmat method, like Prosecco or this Chardonnay from Fattoria di Montemaggio, I would say 6 degrees Celsius. It could be actually ideal as temperature. If I'm serving something like a champagne with a little bit more structure, well, I would probably go a little bit higher. In some case, in very extreme aged kind of champagne that has a very beautiful complexity and a lot of structure, I would probably go also around 12 degrees Celsius. Of course, I did not forget about rosé. I just wanted to speak about rosé as the last category, because many people tends to believe that rosé it could be served at the same temperature of a white wine, and I'm of this same advice. My advice is to actually serve it between 7 and 12 degrees Celsius. As we said, it's the temperature of a service of a white wine. But some other people believe that since it's like a category that lays in between a white and a red, you want to go a little bit like in between the two temperatures of service. So they say 10 up to 14. Well, if I'm having a rosé in the summertime, I prefer to keep it on the cooler side. Well, now, of course, how can I control the temperature of service of my wines if I don't have a cellar fridge? Well, nobody will complain if you actually put a wine in the fridge 1 hour, 2 hours before of the service during summertime, of course. During wintertime, of course, a white wine or rosé and sparkling wine could stay in the fridge. Red wine, maybe just laid down in a dark room and maybe a basement. It could be ideal, and just keep it at that temperature. If it's too warm, your basement, of course, if you're living in a very warm area of the world, just put it in the fridge and nobody will complain about it. But anyway, in any case, the most important thing is that you will respect more or less the range of temperature that I actually explained previously in this video. I will actually also add a little list in the info section of this video, where you can see also the converted list of temperature in Fahrenheit, so that you can just regulate also your cellar fridge if you have it at the best temperature, and you can be sure that you're serving the wine at the correct temperature. Now, what kind of other tool I can use to help myself to be the best at the service when it comes about the wines? Well, I would like to suggest you to use one of these that actually saved my life literally loads of time when I'm serving wine here at the tasting at the Fattoria di Montemaggio. Well, this is a wine cooler, and this little tool is just like something that everybody wants to have at their place. It's just simply fantastic, because you will just remove this stainless steel part, you will put it in the freezer for one night, then you will build it again like this. Very simple. You just pour it in your bottle of wine. Of course, it's better probably to serve one glass before, because otherwise you will make a shower of yourself with the wine, and then you just start to pour to your guests the wine, and you will chill it while you're serving it. Of course, again, serve it at the right temperature. So it means you want to serve it at the right temperature. It means you want to keep it possibly in the fridge before you serve it. But remember, of course, we have the environment temperature that during the summertime is pretty high. So if you serve with this tool, the wine, it will be actually better, because you will maintain at the correct temperature. And the wine tasting or the dinner or the lunch will be much more enjoyable. You can enjoy your food and wine pairing at the best. Okay? Actually, all the people that came during the course of these 7 years at our tasting used probably to see me quite often with this little tool, and as I said, it literally saved my life so many times. Anyway, speaking about the tasting that we're doing on a daily basis here at the Fattoria, of course we are always available for you here. Of course, just call us and make an appointment if you're interested in trying our wines and visiting the winery. We would be more than happy to have you here on the property. And again, we are always available every day of the week on appointment. Just give us a call, and of course we're going to be more than happy to welcome you here. So now you know all the secrets to serve the wine at the right temperature, and of course you can enjoy better your wines during this summertime that we are about to face. Of course, for whatever question you have, please just leave a comment in the comment section below, and we will be more than happy to answer you in the next video. So since we're going to arrive at the end of this little wine peel, this little wine video here on YouTube, I would like to leave you with a little spoiler. We're actually launching a new wine, actually few new wines, but for now I will tell you just a little bit about this. This is called Emme. It's a black Malvasia with a pinch of Ciliegiolo, 3%. And 2018. It's a wine that for us is super special. It's a limited edition. It will be only one time on the market, 1,500 bottles only, and it's actually now available at the tasting room here at the Fattoria di Montemaggio. And this is something that we're very proud of. It's an experiment that took us like 10 years, and now it's finally on the market. But I will make a video next week with the wine tasting of this actual wine, and I will tell you more about this great variety and how we work with this variety, and how all the mechanism that we use for the production of this wine, and also tell you how this variety interact with our pedoclimatic environment. What do we mean by pedoclimatic environment? We mean the climate, the soil. So I will tell you, of course, what kind of expression of our terroir we have from this wine. So, of course, I hope I create a little bit of a hype about this wine, and I'm so excited about it. And of course, I will tell you more next week. For now, for today, it's everything. Thank you so much for always supporting us, and see you in the next video. Ciao.